soup. There's an orchid for your mommy and an Easter bonnet too. Oh, here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity happy Easter day. Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Look at him stop and listen to him say, try to do the things you should. Maybe if you're extra good, he'll roll lots of Easter.
Okay, boys and girls, are we ready to start our craft? This is Miss Kelly from Ross Draver Public Library. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Give me a thumbs up. I only see 3 people live watching. I hope more join in soon. I'll give a couple more seconds to start before we start.
Here comes Peter Cottontail, hopping down the bunny trail. Hippity hoppity happy Easter day.
He's Herschel, the Easter worm. Up through your garden he will squirm. He's got no arms, he's got no legs, but still he delivers Easter eggs.
Okay, guys, we only have 3 people joining in. I thought there would be more. Hi, Michelle. Okay, we're about ready to... Oh, here comes another person. Give a thumbs up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So this obviously is our craft. And this is an Easter bunny gnome. And what you will need for this craft is a white tube sock. Now this one is a child's tube sock. This will be for the body of the bunny. And I have chosen 2 colored socks. This one and this one. As you can see on the bunny, I used the polka dot one at the top for the ears and the face. And then I used the pink one for the bottom. The filling for our rabbit will be rice, but you can use any. If you have beans, you could use beans. If you have bath salt, you could use bath salt, sand, whatever you have on hand is fine. You will need a glue gun. A glue gun definitely works better, or you could use a tacky glue. It just will take a little bit longer to dry if you use the tacky glue. You will need a pom-pom. If you don't have a pom-pom, you can certainly use a cotton ball, any color of your choice. I chose white. You will need some rubber bands, which will be used to tie around the nose and the top of the bunny before you put the ears on. You will need some type of ribbon of your choice, whatever you have on hand. This is all, I also want to say that all of this stuff has come from the Dollar Tree. So it's a very inexpensive craft to make. You'll need that. You'll need a ribbon. You can use, these again are also from the Dollar Tree, or you could use what you have on hand. You will need a pair of scissors. You will need a marker and a piece of white paper and a hole punch. Unless you have little black beads, these will be used for the eyes. Unless you have little black beads, or if you choose to draw the eyes on, it is certainly your choice. You will need white string or dental floss or some kind of white elastic for the whiskers of the bunny. You will need 5 chenille stems of some kind. You could use any color you want. I have pink, so that is what I am using. Okay, so to begin. So I'm going to take my white tube sock And the easiest way to fill a tube sock with rice or whatever you're using is to take a cup of some sort, wrap it over top of the cup, and then you can start filling your container with rice. Now this one is a little cup, but you'd use a taller cup. And you just fill your white sock with the rice. You can make it as full as you want. The more rice that you put in the sock, the bigger your bunny will be. Okay, let's see. Nope, I'm going to add a little bit more. Can everyone see okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can see okay. Okay, so now you're adding your rice to your tube sock. As I said, it's much easier if you have a cup. That cup that I have there is just a little bit too small, but that's what I had on hand. Okay, so now I have filled my bunny's body, and I think this is a good size for me, and it sits flat. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take your rubber band and you're going to wrap it around the opening of the bunny as tight as you can get it. Okay, so now once you have that and you're happy with it, now you're going to take and pinch your sock to get the nose. So you pinch your sock, you take another rubber band, and you're going to wrap it around the part of the nose that you pinched. And if you're happy with the size of your nose, I'm going to add a little bit more. Then you can start wrapping your elastic band around the bunny to make the nose. And there I have the bunny nose. And if you're happy with that, then you can move on to the next thing. So now, see, we have the nose. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add the base of the bunny. And I have this bright pink sock here. Now, when you add this sock to the bottom of your bunny, you want to make sure that the heel part is in the back, because if you don't, it won't it won't sit properly. So I'm going to add my sock to the bottom of my bunny, like so. Okay. Now, once that is on, okay, so once that is on, it should look something like this. Just like that. Up around the nose, underneath the nose. Now you want to be sure to secure this because you don't want it to come off of there. So you just take a little bit of glue and go around the edging underneath the top part of the sock, because you want to make sure that you secure that. You can do it around the back as well. Okay, make sure it stands straight. Okay, so now you have the base of your bunny. Now, if you add a little bit more rice or whatever you're going to put in here, and I probably could have done that because as you see, it's a little bit big in the back, but you could actually cut this at the top. It'll roll down, but you could actually cut this so that it would fit better in the back. But you get the idea. Okay, so now we have that part of the bunny. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, now I think this sock is so cute just by itself. Look, it has little bunny ears and it has the eyes and the mouth at the top. It's adorable. But I'm going to cut the ears off. Cutting the ears off. Okay, now I'm going to add this. Oh, first of all, before we do that, very important. Lay your bunny down, and you have all of this material at the top of your bunny. And what you're going to want to do is cut this in half, down to the rubber band section. Yeah, I think before we go any further, I think what I'm going to do is, because I didn't put a lot of rice in here, I'm going to cut a little bit of this off so it fits better on my bunny. And you are more than welcome to do that. Because this section is going to roll a little bit, and it's going to be up around the bunny's nose anyway. So see, now that I have cut it, it actually fits better around the bunny. Just take a little bit off the edges here, like this. Okay, now I like that better. So remember that once you do that, you have to make sure that you put some hot glue at the edging, or whatever kind of glue that you have. Remember, hot glue is in fact hot. Okay, so now I like that better. All right, so, and it lays better. Now, as I said, we cut the top of this, and this is going to be tied. So you're going to make several knots in it. And another thing that's good about tying it like this is it gives the bunny's head some height, but also if the rubber band should break, the fact that you've tied the top of the sock will secure the rice inside of the bunny's body. Okay, so now we have the top of this. Now we're going to cover this. So we want to make sure that our sock is in the back. Our heel is in the back of the bunny. Here's the heel, here's the top. Okay, so now we're going to, let me turn it this way first. Now we're going to put, that's going to be really big ears. So I think what I'm going to do is, sorry to do this, I have to cut off the bunny's head. Okay. All right, but still, again, make sure that the heel of the sock is in the back of the bunny. Okay, so I'm adding the sock, and I'll show you once I do this. This will become the bunny's ears. Oh, and this is why you have to glue it. So let me put this back on here again. So it should look something like this. Okay, so important again, we have to make sure that we glue. This wasn't down far enough, but make sure that you bring the glue up around the edging of the nose. Same with this side. Just be careful because The hot glue will seep through the fabric and burn your finger. In fact, I have these wonderful little fingertips that I got at the Dollar Tree that are great for crafts like this, especially when you're dealing with hot glue. Okay, so we have that secured. So now we're going to secure the top part, which will be his ears. Okay, so I'm just going to go around the edging of this. And really, we want this to meet the bottom part of the bottom section of the sock, like so. Okay, so it looks like this. You can see here what we're shooting for. Okay, so we want to try to make sure that all of our white is covered. Bring this way down here and glue it. This is the back of the bunny. Bring this way down as far as you can go. Now you can use, when you do this craft, you can use colored socks, you can use fuzzy socks. This is another sock that I got at the Dollar Tree. It has the little non-skid pads on the back of the sock, which would be the heel, but that's fine because you could put it in the back. There's also white socks with just a little pink. It's your choice. Make it your own. Okay, so. All right, so now. Okay, there we go. We have the top portion and the bottom portion. Now, you might want to turn, this is where you can put the bunny tail on. So you turn the bunny around so that you have the back of the bunny. And you're going to add the tail. Now, you can use, as I said, a pom-pom, or you can use a cotton ball. Either one is fine. So you put a good bit of glue on the back of the bunny. And you add your pom-pom, the bunny tail. And you hold it there. And it's starting to look like a bunny. Okay, so now we're ready to work on the ears. Whoops, put so much glue it stuck to the table. Okay. All right, so now we have this part. This is going to be the ears. So what you want to do is lay your bunny down so that the face is down. You're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut this in half. This will be the ears. So make sure it's nice and flat and even. Cut it right down the middle, right down the center of the sock. Till you reach the top of where you tied the knots in the white sock of the body. Okay, so now you have two separate sections, and these will be the ears. Okay, so now this is where your chenille stems come in. I have 5 chenille stems. I'm going to take 2. These are going to be the inside of the ears so that they're flexible and you can move them and bend them. So I folded them in half. As you see here, they're folded in half. Now I'm just going to twist them all the way around, like so. So this is the first one. I'm going to take 2 more of the pipe cleaners. Again, fold them in half evenly and start twisting. This is for the second ear. you still have one more chenille stem left, and I'll show you what you're going to do with that. But first, you're going to want to take one of your double chenille stems that you just wrapped and put it inside the rabbit to make sure that it's going to fit inside of the rabbit's ears. Here's where you can make any adjustments as far as if it's too long, you can cut a little bit of it off. Now you're just testing to see, let's take this thing off, testing to see if it's going to fit in here properly. And it looks pretty good. Okay, so now you take the two out that you twisted, and you take that one chenille stem that you have left, and you twist it. And now what you're going to do is you're going to wrap it around the bottom of one of the ears that you double wrapped, and then wrap it around the other ear that you double wrapped, like so. So you're going to have something that looks like this. This will be the base that's going to go inside the bunny to keep the ears stable. So it should look something like this. Everybody see that okay? All right, so now what you want to do is stand your bunny up. Stand your bunny up. Okay, and then add glue inside of the section at the top of the rabbit that has the white sock that you can see. And you're going to glue that to your bunny. Time for another glue stick. And once you feel it's pretty secure in there, now what you're ready to do is bring this section around your chenille stems to give your ears some body so that they will fold. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm wrapping the sock ears around each of the chenille stems that you just attached at the top of the head. See, it's starting to take shape. Okay, so very important when you're working with hot glue because, well, let me just say that the sock will curl where you cut it, which works to your benefit because when you add your glue, it'll curl in itself. So I'm adding glue to one side of the ear, like so. And then I'm going to kind of roll it around the other side of the ear so that it attaches and makes one closed ear, like so. See where that is closed? This is still open, and that's okay. In fact, you know what? It's coming off a little bit, so I want to make sure that I add a little bit more glue. This is the time to add more glue if you feel as though they're not sturdy enough. Like anything, any live video, there's always little things that you run into that need adjustment. Nothing is ever perfect, and that's okay. All right, so that seems a little bit more steady. Okay, so see, we have one ear that is closed, and it's starting to take shape. All right, now you're going to do the same thing to the other ear. You're going to put glue down one side of the sock that you cut again and roll it so that it attaches to the other side. Just be careful with the glue and fabric because it will go through the fabric. Okay, now if you are using tacky glue, it's going to take a little longer to dry. You can also use a hair dryer to help it. Okay, so now there you have your 2 ears, but you still have this opening here. So you're going to want to hot glue this here to close that area off. So add a good amount of glue. Whoops, got it on his ears. And close it. Ouch. Yes, you burned yourself. Close it off. Okay. Now don't do what I did and get glue all over your bunny's ears at the top or at the base so that everything sticks to your fingers. Okay. So you have something now that looks like this. Check the back too to make sure that it's closed. Okay, so now we have our bunny. So this is where the chenille stems make it nice because now you can bend your bunny's ears. And what I do is I turn it around and kind of try to get the seam of the sock top around so that you can't see it as much. Time to take this off. Okay, and then as you see now you can bend your bunny's ears. I think he's so cute. Okay, and like I said, mistake there. I got a little crazy with the hot glue and it is stuck on my bunny's ears, but that's okay because when we put a bow on there, I can very easily cover that up. Okay, so now we see the idea of what's happening here. In fact, I might put a little bit more glue here because I don't want to see any of the white sock there. So put a little bit more glue. Okay. Whoops. All right, so now we have our ears. So before we add our bow, we're going to make eyes. Now, you have several options for the eyes. You can use little black beads. You can use googly eyes if you have them. If you don't have any of those, here's a very simple little trick to making eyes. Just take a piece of white paper and a Sharpie marker. Color some white with the black and take a hole punch. And punch out 2 little eyes. Whoops. Oh, look, a surprise. Ooh, more than one. Can make the eyes green. Wasn't sure, didn't know that was in there, but bonus. Okay. So you take off your little, you have your little black eye. See how simple that was, or green, or whatever you want to use here in my little secret compartment in my hole punch. Okay, so now we're going to add our eyes. Now, you can use hot glue for this, or you can use tacky glue. If you use hot glue, you have to be careful. So I'm going to attach the eyes. And I'm going to add them there. Or you put them where you want them. He's really coming to life now. Look how cute. Okay, so now we're going to put the whiskers on. And as I said, I have this white string. But you can use anything you have. You could use yarn. You could use probably dental floss. If you have white elastic, you could use that. Okay, so you want to make them relatively long. like about, oh, let's say 4.5, 5 inches. Okay, so you're going to make 3 of them. You can make more if you want. Okay, so now I have 3 whiskers here. So now what you're going to do is tie them around the nose, which is also nice for keeping the nose secure just in case the rubber band breaks. I'm not sure why there's Christmas music playing, and that was not on the agenda. But, oh, look, the eye fell off. I must have had 2 pieces of paper there. Once again, when you're doing anything live, these are the chances you take. All right, it's back on there. I'll wait for the other one to fall off. Okay, so now I'm adding my second little string around my bunny. So now I have 2. And I'm going to add the third. And as I said, you could put as many as you so choose. The longer the better, because when it's longer you can shorten it, but if they're short to start with, then you won't be happy with it. Okay, so I'll probably cut a little bit of this off. So cut it here. And here, let's see. And there are his whiskers and his eyes and his ears and his bunny tail. Now we need to put a bow or something on it. Now, if the boys want to make this, they could certainly make it with their socks as well. We all have those socks that just sort of show up with one sock in the dryer. You have that one sock. You just can't ever find the other one. We don't ever know what happens to it. It's lost somewhere in the world. Okay, so now we're going to add ribbon. And I got this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. You can use any ribbon you want. This one is wired. When you have wired ribbon, it's certainly much nicer. I have this ribbon, which is on here. And this is a burlap kind of ribbon from the Dollar Tree, but it is also lined. There's this. This is pretty big, though, but this is also from the Dollar Tree, and it is also wired. And then a thinner piece of ribbon. So what I'm going to do is take my ribbon, and I'd say probably about, have my trusty ruler here, probably about 12 inches is probably good. Now let's make it 14 inches. Okay. So now I'm going to cut my ribbon. Okay. Now you're going to fold the pretty side into the, well, let's fold it in half first. Fold it in half, directly down the center. Like so. Okay, and then open it up and take the end to the center of where you just folded. Okay, I can't even see it. There. All right. Hi, Buzz. I see you're back watching another video. Okay, so hi, Alexandria. I'm sorry I didn't say hi to everybody. Okay, so now you have your ribbon folded in half and then kind of overlap them. Okay. So then what you're going to do is just gather them in the center. You can either tie them with wire or you can tie them with a chenille stem or a string or whatever you have on hand. So I have nothing. I have string. Okay. So I have a piece of string here. Got a piece of this off. I'm going to tie it around the center of my bow. Nice and tight. Around the part that you want to be black. I mean the back, not black. Okay. So now you can cut the back, the extra off. So now when you fluff up your bow, and that's what's nice about using wired ribbon. So, see, I like a dramatic look on my bunny. Like this. All right, so you fluff it out. Now I want to put something in the center because I just don't like the string by itself. So I'm going to take a little bit of this purple, this thinner ribbon, and I'm going to cut a piece of it off of here. And I'm going to put it around the center, like so. So I need my trusty little glue protector that barely fits on my finger, but hey. Okay, and I'm going to use this, but you could also use scissors to tap it down. And then bring the ribbon all the way around, like so. See, it's in the center. Okay. And some glue there. Just tap it. Now you have this very pretty dramatic bow. And you don't have to put a bow on if you don't want to, but being that mine is a pretty pink, whoops. See, now on this one I added another little ribbon and a flower I had at home, and you can certainly do that. If you have crafts at home that you want to use, you can do that. So now what I'm going to do is add my bow to my bunny. You can add it in the middle, you can add it to the side. I'm adding mine to the other side to hide my glue over here. So put some glue on your bunny. Like so. Off to the side. Buzz, you gonna make this craft at home, you and Kim? All right, so now you can kind of play with it and put the ears the way you want them to be. You can have them high, you could bring one down low, however you wish to do it. And there is your bunny gnome. Isn't he, or she, isn't she adorable? Yes, she'll make a nice addition to your Easter table. Okay. And you could play with it as much as you want. If you want to take a little bit of the extra part of the sock down a little bit, you can do that in the back. Okay, so again, make it your own. This is the one we made today. Here's the one I made the other day. And here they are. Okay. All right, folks. Well, that is it for today's craft. We will have a craft again in 2 weeks. Won't be Easter, we'll be over Easter. Easter is this Sunday. I wish everybody a happy, healthy, safe Easter. Next week will be story time. So I'll be doing story time for the kids. We will not do a craft that day, but we will be doing story time. And also, it looks as though, from what I heard, that we're leveling off we're flattening out the curve, which means that we're doing stuff that we're supposed to be doing. And we are in no way out of danger, but people are doing what they've been asked to do. Therefore, the curve is starting to flatten out a little bit. So that's a good sign. But please continue to be safe. Please do not go out unless it's necessary. And if you do, you should probably be wearing a mask and gloves at this point. So I want you all to be safe and happy and have a wonderful Easter and do something fun. Color eggs. Doesn't matter how old you are. Watch an Easter movie. Whatever makes you happy. Ross Dravert Library thanks you for your support and for tuning in with us. And I will see you next week, Thursday at 10:30 for story time. Thank you. Bye-bye.